Stay tuned for today's Antidote, brought to you by the Renegade Success Network. Today's Antidote features a healthy dose of thought-provoking insights and information for business owners, entrepreneurs, leaders, and nonprofit professionals. Each day since March of 2020, this program has offered that one thing to help you continue on your own unique pathway to success. And now, Renegades, we bring you Bob Graham and Tom Brush.
That was interesting.
Everything moved because I'm in the car, not driving, but in the car. What do you think? Like that?
It might make me sick. So,
you podcast people that are out there, thank you for being with us. I do a little gyration with the do. And today, because I'm in my vehicle, I'm moving the camera, not me. Usually it's hand movements. Today it's camera movements. So just to keep you clued in so you don't think that you're in the wrong place and we're not aware of you.
Thanks for making sure that everyone was clear on that, which is great. How are you doing today?
You know, Tom, some days are diamonds and some days are stone.
Well, they're all just days.
Yes.
You know, it sounds like you're trying to judge.
Well, I had some unexpected setbacks this morning in a plan that I hatched that I thought was a pretty good plan, and I executed my parts that I could control perfectly. What I couldn't control was the location I was going to be was closed.
Have you ever executed that plan before?
Not exactly. No.
So how could you exactly know what the results were going to be? What it was going to look like?
Fair enough. So how are you today?
I'm doing very well.
Good.
Ready to go. I have And
you were ready to go early today, and I was the one who made us late. So if you listened yesterday, Tom said that we'd be right at 8 o'clock today. We would have been right at 8 o'clock had it not been for me. So I want to give you credit for listening to me and executing really well so that the result was one that achieved what I was looking for, even though I didn't do my part.
I couldn't control that. All I can control is what I do. And so I tried to control it. I learned from what I did yesterday. I did some thinking about what has gone well, what hasn't gone as planned, and what would I do differently. And so I did some things differently today. So that's a great example of how you can look at your day rather than judge it as diamond or stone and just better understand it so that you can figure out how to move forward to try new actions or the same actions differently the next time.
Nice. Well done. All right, let's celebrate, Tom. It's time to celebrate. Today, what are you celebrating?
So this morning I am celebrating that I did something differently, that I took my own advice. I went back and started to look at, okay, what could I do differently to ensure that we were ready to go before 8 o'clock? My dogs helped with that because they were up early for some reason. And I last night did some of the prep work to be ready for today. So I wasn't trying to do it last minute. So I'm celebrating that I took the steps that I encourage others to do and was able to create different results. So now I learn from those results and move forward. That's what I'm celebrating. What about you?
I am celebrating the fact that I owed a series of videos for something we're doing, and I finally got them done. And I had been driving myself crazy about them. I tried recording them, didn't like what I did, tried recording them, didn't like what I did, put it off for a couple of days, found other things ahead of it. Finally, yesterday, it was make or break time. And I did them yesterday, looked at them this morning, and they're not bad. They're not my best work, but they are what is real in the moment for me.
Yeah, don't judge them.
Yeah.
Just say, okay, this is what it is. It's what's real for the moment. Can I go back and change them at some point if you want? Sure.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on getting that.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel the weight of the world is off me. Now I just have to figure out how to get them to you so that you can do your magic.
That'll be easy. I think you can figure that out.
Yeah.
So, what are we as a nation celebrating today?
National Chocolate Day. Yum!
Oh,
Now, are you a dark chocolate, milk chocolate, white chocolate person?
I mean, I'm milk chocolate, and I do like white chocolate, and it's chocolate, so I'll eat dark chocolate as well. I'm not.
Oh, I'm a
super
big
picky.
dark chocolate fan.
I think you
I'm
told us
not a
this
fan
before.
of milk chocolate. White chocolate doesn't even register to me.
Hmm.
Like if you gave me a chocolate chip cookie with white chocolate chips, I wouldn't eat it. If it had milk chocolate, I might eat it, but I love the semi-sweet morsels in a chocolate chip cookie or little bits of really dark chocolate. I'm talking like 85%, whatever that stuff is, cacao or cocoa or whatever it is. I don't know. Why do I say these things? That makes me sound so silly.
If I handed you a chocolate chip cookie that was white chocolate, you would turn it down,
I would turn it down. Yep.
but it's chocolate.
No, it's different. Dark chocolate is like, high test gasoline versus white chocolate is sort of 2-year-old in the gas can, lowest level gasoline.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
And someone has just tapped my car with their car.
Nice.
Good times.
It gets better and better. All right,
Never park outside a Dunkin' Donuts in the morning.
Yeah, people are in a hurry.
Indeed.
All right, so let's dive into our topic today. So all week we have been talking about the Renegade 4Fs, and you might say, "Well, what the heck is that?" And so I would encourage you to go back so you have a better understanding what it is. But just as a quick recap, so you have some concept of what it is, they are focus, flexibility, freedom, and the one we're going to talk about today, fun. They're what we see as essential elements of a part of your day, whether that's as you do your work or as you live your personal life. That they are things that many of us continue to search for, and because it adds so much value to how we are able to do what we're trying to do. So, as we always do, we're going to have a conversation around fun today. And then at the end, Bob and I will each offer our one thing. We'd love to hear your comments, thoughts, ideas, whether in the chat or in a review. And if you have one thing, please feel free to share it at the end, because not only will hopefully what we have to say impact someone, what you have to share might impact them as well. So, do you want to kick this off, Bob, a little bit and talk about fun?
Sure. One of the things I find frequently missing when I talk to business owners, leaders, entrepreneurs is fun. They get overwhelmed, they get stuck, they get frustrated, they're having trouble with employees, they're having trouble finding employees, they're having trouble figuring out what to do with their day. They are mired in the self-defeating belief that they're never going to have fun. And you've heard people say this, I've heard people say, "Oh, I don't know why I do this anymore. It's not fun. Geez, this is just so hard. I'm not having any fun." And what I would say is there's an opportunity to have fun every day. Now, I told you before we started this program, I was having some unexpected things come up, and you and I talked about it, and we were joking and laughing a little bit in it. I'm not talking about like every minute's going to be fun, but I think there are little pockets of fun that we can have. And I think it's really important to build that into what we do and look for opportunities. It also, when we're working with employees, when we're working with vendors, when we're working with clients, a little fun never hurt anyone. Walking into an office today with a Hershey bar because you heard it was National Chocolate Day and hand it to the person at the front desk. "Hey, it's National Chocolate Day. Thought you could use some chocolate." That's fun. That person will smile. they will deal with you differently. And you get to have the fun of just, hey, I did something really nice for someone and fun. And I think we don't build that into our day very often, and we don't look for it where it's available.
Yeah, I can agree with that. The other thing is you would likely be remembered, right? If you're the person who walked in with a chocolate bar one day, the person would be like, wow, that was awful nice of them. And be very different than just the constant stream of people who otherwise might walk in and greet them or just show up at their place of business. I like that. I think it's also, there's also, as I was thinking about this, because I had posted about the 4Fs in LinkedIn the other day, and
Yep.
someone said something like they feel like they're missing out on the fun. There was a comment about that, and they weren't really sure what that meant. And so I started to think about it a little bit, and I think there's a couple pieces to it. One is fun, as you discussed. Like, how do you just be a little lighthearted about what we do, not take ourselves so seriously? It's interesting. One of our Renegade Success members is a lawyer, and he talks about whenever he's reminded of what a partner once shared with him about their work, and when they were really frustrated or struggling, and the partner said, just remember, we're not in death penalty cases.
Right.
So while it's important, there's also opportunities to be like, okay, this is how do we build a little bit of fun into it? I think the other part of this is that I sort of look at it also as a way of holistically, do I enjoy what I do? Like when I think about it, are there days, that I'm frustrated by what I'm doing, or I'm like, oh, I have one of those today. I love helping organizations with strategic plans. I struggle sometimes with the document that has to be written that goes with it. Because it's like that to me it's not the work that excites me. I feel like the work of getting them to the place of understanding where they have opportunities to grow, how they are going to take steps to do that to grow is great. It's that like, all right, now I got to sit down and type this out. And like that to me is not the piece that I enjoy as much of what I do. And yet I still enjoy the work because I know the difference that it makes. And I think that fun is thinking about, do I love what I do? If I love what I do, even though there are hard days, there are difficult things ahead, it is still fun. I wake up every day and I'm excited about my role, maybe not some tasks or actions that I have to do, but overall about my role. And I think, one of the things that we talk so much about that I think can bring some fun back to your day is our celebrations. Because, when you think about what am I celebrating from the day, even in some of the most difficult days, there's an opportunity. If you start thinking about that, it will change your perspective a little bit and look back and be like, oh yeah, amongst all the challenges, struggles, frustrations, there are still things that I can celebrate about what I did. So I think that there's so many angles to what fun means that that if you are not finding some fun in your work, it might not be the right work for you.
And I think that's really important, Tom, to recognize. And if you were to leave a job because it wasn't fun, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I've left jobs when I just got bored or tired or just like, you know what? This isn't it for me anymore. I want to try something new. And with new came different fun. The other thing for me is I've always, every day, no matter what, I have some fun. And I often find the time to have the most fun is when everyone else is really at edge. I used to work for a newspaper years ago, and we would have deadlines, and people would just be ready to, kill each other because I gotta get this done, get off the phone, get off the copier. I would just be joking. And I got a reputation for, he just never, he's unflappable. Inside I was a mess, but outside I'm like, I'm gonna have some fun here. It's just the way, it's how you approach life. If you're not having fun, why bother? I mean, really, it's not all fun. I don't have all fun, but in a day, I have fun probably 45% of the time, depending on the day. And that's what makes the parts that aren't fun tolerable.
Sure, you have something to look. You know that there are other things ahead, and I think sometimes the biggest challenge is believing that there are better times ahead, because you
Yes.
can't get outside of where are you at, where you're at, where your struggles are, and you can't even imagine how it could ever get any better or be different. So, Bob, as we discuss this, do you have your one thing?
I think my one thing is that fun is in front of you at all times. And you've got to seek it out. It's not going to just hit you in the face. You have to look for fun, whatever that is to you. Starting a meeting with a joke, calling your best client and picking on him because when you played golf with him 3 years ago, he put a ball in the water and it scooted across the water, whatever. I mean, just something. I also think it breaks up the monotony of the day.
Sure.
And fun and humor and being able to smile are all really good qualities that build that know, like, and trust capacity among people. They really, they're like the person who doesn't, "Hi, I'm Bob. I'm very serious all day today. I've got to get my work done." I can't even do that. That felt artificial to me because I couldn't do that. If I'm not smiling, the people around me that know me, when I'm not smiling, they're usually like, "Bob, are you okay? What's wrong with you today?" Because I approach each day that way, and it's not that hard.
If you have the tools. For some people, it's really hard. I mean, I think there are people who struggle to find any of that, which is definitely what's real for them. And I think, when we're in those times, because we can't see outside of where we're at, those are the times really when to find others to talk to help you try to identify where there are those opportunities. Because clearly, and there is no doubt, there are a lot of people who don't feel like they're having a lot of fun right now. They're frustrated, they're tired of the way it has been for the last 18 months and have so many memories of the way it was and are hoping at some point that will come back. And I'm not sure that's the case. I think it's, there's the opportunity to say, okay, how can it look differently going forward? And not get trapped in what has the last 18 or 16 months been like.
Right.
And still allow
What's your one thing?
So my one thing is, I'd like people to consider their definition of fun. Last night I was, one of the things we talked about yesterday was that I was going to celebrate some success I had, or a presentation that I gave. Not even just the success, but just that I gave it to the best of my ability. And I was going to go to the gym and work out. And so I did. And the workout was hard. Hard. If you've ever done drop sets working out, it's not easy. Yet it was fun. I was back in the gym, a place that I enjoy. And even though it was hard, it was still fun to me because I was doing something that I enjoyed to do. We kind of lost Bob here for half a second. I hope that it's Bob and not me. Anyhow, I'm just going to keep going. So I think to me, it's how do you define what fun looks like so that you can see where it's at. And again, just because things are hard doesn't mean it can't be fun and can't be a part of this is what I enjoy doing, no matter how difficult it may be. So if you have one thing you'd like to share about how you define fun or how you bring, welcome back, how you bring fun into your day, we would love to hear it. You can post it inside our Ring of Renegades Facebook group. If you're not yet a member, it's easy to join. Just go to Facebook, search for Ring of Renegades, and then just ask to join because we've created a private space where people can come in and talk about the challenges that they're facing, share the successes that they are having, and celebrate all of those actions that are helping them move forward along their own unique pathway to success. So we hope that we will see you inside the Ring of Renegades Facebook group, or We'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, for our next edition of Today's Antidote. Have a great day, everyone.
Hey, embrace the renegade in you and go eat some chocolate.
Go eat some chocolate. That's yes.
That'll bring fun.
Thanks for listening to Today's Antidote, powered by the Renegade Success Network. The Renegade Success Network helps you confidently create your own unique pathway to success. To learn more about the Renegade Success Network and how you can take your next step, follow us on Twitter, connect on LinkedIn, or join the Ring of Renegades Facebook group. For full details on how you can join our community, go to renegadesuccessnetwork.com. Embrace the renegade in you.